All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, but talking about some comments that were made by the former heavyweight champion Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, about the Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where we are going to have a big fight coming up in about 3 weeks between Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. And the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder, was at the fight this weekend and answered some questions about the Gervonta versus Ryan fight. And the answer was very interesting, and also dropped a couple other jewels out there to verify some things that people have been thinking. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. Means a great deal. Thank you to everybody. And shout out to Matty Yole, who supported in the last video. Super thanks. So thank you very much for sponsoring that video. But let's get into this. Big fight at lightweight between Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. Gervonta Davis is the favorite in that fight. I have him winning the fight. Most people that I speak to, or most of the experts that are predicting Gervonta Davis wins the fight. And that question was posed to Deontay Wilder while he was at the David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant fight. And he said, he was asked, do you think Ryan Garcia, can overcome the experience and the skill and all of that stuff that Gervonta Davis has? And Deontay Wilder said, yeah, he thinks he can. He was asked, how do you do that? And he gave, he didn't give any specifics, but he said, well, look, hopefully right now he's training for him, right? Now, the thing that I find interesting is that Deontay Wilder, not with the experience though, but with what people would consider to be skill level, I don't necessarily believe it, right? Some people act like Deontay Wilder is not a skilled fighter and he's just, throwing big right hands, wild right hands, and knocking all these guys out and acting as if it's just blind luck, right? I don't think it is. I see him setting traps for those guys. He'll come forward when he needs to, but a lot of times he baits people into a sense of security, and those guys start coming forward. They get happy landing punches, think everything is sweet, and all of a sudden they wake up with somebody waving their hands on the top of them, and they're up out of there. Like the last fight that he had with Robert Helenius, which ended at the end of the first round. But looking at how he fights and looking at how Ryan Garcia fights, I could see why Deontay Wilder would say what he said, why he would think that Ryan Garcia has a chance to win the fight or can overcome all of that. Because Deontay Wilder is somebody with a tremendous amount of power. Now, the funny thing is that it's in the opposite hand as Ryan Garcia, who's known for having having a very big left hook, big quick left hook, similar to the former unified 140-pound champion, former 147-pound champion, Danny Swift Garcia. And another guy made a prediction for the fight. Man, I'm telling you, man, Jamal Charles is a funny dude. He was asked if he thought who he was picking for Gervonta versus Ryan Garcia. And he said, well, I'm riding with Ryan. And he said, do you think he's going to win? He said, no. But he said, he said, no, I don't think he's going to win. Hey, I'm picking him to win. Do you really think? But how do you think he can beat him? No, nah, I don't. But when asked, how do you think if he is going to win, how can he do it? He said, well, he's pretty much going to have to get lucky. Throw that big left hook, close his eyes, turn this way, like Danny Garcia did, throw that big left hook. no look left hook, landed on the chin and get him out of there, right? He's like, yeah, that's how he can go about doing it. But other than that, he's like, man, I don't see that. But Deontay Wilder, though, oh man, I mean, Deontay, somebody that can hit you one shot, everything can be out of there. I've been watching a lot of Ryan Garcia fights, man. I don't see Ryan Garcia as somebody that's got one punch knockout power. Not at a high level, and definitely not against somebody that has a very solid chin. I see him somebody that can most definitely get a knockout. Now, he did get a one punch body shot knockout on Luke Campbell. But, I don't see him like that. However, I can understand why Deontay Wilder would say that. Man, the whole commentary, the whole thing is funny to me because it's just going to be like a really, really big event. And a lot of people are hoping the fight matches up to the event. I personally am like, nah, I don't mind seeing a first round knockout, man. I don't mind seeing it. I don't know if that fight's going to be as competitive as the one that they had this weekend between David Benavidez and Caleb Plant, but it'll be funny though, man. Better check that ref, man. For the first time ever, I could really see why people get upset with Kenny Bayless because, man, he was definitely paying Captain Save a Caleb in that fight, allowing that man to grapple and hold like that. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. Deontay Wilder says, yeah, man, he thinks that Ryan Garcia got a chance to win the fight, can win the fight. Did not affirmatively pick anybody, though. He did, though, however, in that conversation, talk about, everybody, you need to come to the fight. If you can come to the fight, see the fight in person, not watch it on TV. And he also said, look, man, and make sure you guys buy the pay-per-view. If you can't, stop stealing the pay-per-view. People putting their lives on the line, and the pay-per-view buys are lower because you guys are stealing the fight so much, man. So stop stealing the fight. Watch, come to the fight, watch the fight. And, I got to tell you, man, I would make the same appeal. However, I will tell you this, though. I think one of the major problems in boxing is that and one of the reasons some of these big fights are not going to happen, whether or not you think that is a good thing or bad thing, because I think it's a good thing that fighters make a lot of money, and can make $5-10 million in a fight. But at the end of the day, if you're really looking at having more pay-per-views and having them does not necessarily make them say, okay, yeah, they're going to make the fight just because, instead of $10 million, they can make $30 million. Shoot, look at Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford passed up that Errol Spence Jr. fight to date. Maybe he'll change his mind, right? But also you had people passing up fights and delaying fights for a very long time, like Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, where during the 60s and the 50s, where people weren't making as much money, they had to fight these guys in order to make a lot of money. So, it's just a funny situation, man. Really funny situation. As far as, if people bought more pay-per-views, would that mean that more people would make the big fights on the pay-per-view? I don't know, man. I personally just think that Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Andre Ward got out of boxing, retired, the best, back-to-back best, top fighters in the game skill-wise, or excuse me. Now, I won't say skill-wise. What I mean is accomplishment-wise. At the time, Floyd retires undefeated. Andre Ward retires undefeated, and I think that's a goal some of these guys have set for themselves. And once they get their money in the bank, they don't really want to take a chance. You know what I mean? There's guys like Andre Ward that know right now knew before he retired he could make a lot of money fighting a couple guys, and he was like, "Nah, that's it. I made enough money, man. I'm out. Gonna go do television." But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section, and with that, I'm out. Deuces.